that hole. Ah. Jam. Right. Right. Okay. Bang, bang?
Yep.
Okay. Hello everyone and welcome back, and today we're taking a look at the Elite Force GLOCK 19X full gas blowback handgun replica licensed by GLOCK. Small disclaimer, the Elite Force 19X does not come in this case. However, my everyday carry gun happens to be a GLOCK 19X, so for the purposes of this video I put it in the case that it came with. I purchased this handgun about 6 months ago, and I've been using it as my primary sidearm in open plays and events that I've attended in those last 6 months. The Elite Force 19X features a lightweight, ruggedized, injection molded polymer frame with an aluminum alloy slide. Full GLOCK trademarks comparable to the real steel GLOCK 19X are featured on this replica. The replica features ambidextrous slide release, as well as a mag release that can be switched to the left or right side, as well as the iconic GLOCK trigger safety. The replica features a serial number where it would be on the actual GLOCK 19X, followed by a 6mm replica caliber sticker or paint next to that serial number, along with all of the adjacent GLOCK trademarks in the correct places. The only noticeable difference from an American market civilian GLOCK 19X is this says manufactured in Austria, whereas all American civilian GLOCK 19Xs will say Georgia. For disassembly, like the real GLOCK, you pull down on the two takedown levers, slightly pulling back on the upper and releasing forward, pushing it all the way off after releasing the trigger. Once disassembled, it will reveal your hop-up wheel. To take it apart further, the hop-up assembly tends to get stuck to the rest of the hop-up unit, so therefore I remove them out together, pulling out your spring guide, hop-up barrel, and outer barrel. For reassembly, simply reverse the process of disassembly. The Elite Force GLOCK 19X will fit in all GLOCK 19X and GLOCK 19 Gen5 holsters as shown here, with my conceal and carry holster and my outer waistband Ragnarok T-Rex arms holster with the Surefire X300 adapter. Now, comparing the Elite Force GLOCK 19X to my actual GLOCK 19X, some disclaimers being that my real 19X has an aftermarket barrel and trigger assembly in it. Other than that, everything else is stock on it. The main difference compared to the real GLOCK 19X is that the Elite Force GLOCK 19X, the coating tends to be of a slightly different hue, not as noticeable. However, the adhesion of that paint to the aluminum slide doesn't seem to be as well as the real one. As you can see, there's a lot more wear for it just being used on weekend skirmishes and a few Milsim events over the last 6 months, compared to my real GLOCK 19X being concealed and carried every day for the last 2 years. Weight-wise, the Airsoft Replica is maybe a ½ pound lighter just in the feel of the hand. However, putting the green gas magazine in the 19X, it gives it the same weight and feel to my 19X with an unloaded mag, so the weight's comparable to each other. The other noticeable difference is this Replica X300 Surefire I have for my Airsoft 19X on my real 19X is loose. As you'll see here when I put it on the Elite Force 19X, it is a really extreme snug tight fit. So there's some, at least with my replica, some slight minute differences in the tolerance for the slide. It's not enough where I can't attach it or insert it into holsters, but just note that it's slightly bigger than the actual. When I carry the 19X overt, whether it's the real steel or my Airsoft counterpart, I use a tethered lanyard. I've had it dropped and or fallen out of a holster just from my own user issue of not tightening it down enough on the holster. I haven't had any issues where it seems to crack or bend. It'll hold the weight of the pistol getting dragged behind with the lanyard on there. Now, the Elite Force GLOCK 19X will accept the real steel GLOCK 19X backstraps for the frame. I didn't have any issues attaching it other than the issues attaching it onto my actual 19X. I just have an example here what it looks like, and if you do want something like that, they don't come with it like the real 19X. However, you can purchase them, and it does come with the set roll pin in there to insert it. Something else I noticed with the Airsoft Replica that I had issues with, as in some of the videos it jammed and malfunctioned where it didn't cycle all the way back, and all that was is if you held the trigger down where you were waiting to have a reset when the slide cycled forward, it would jam that slide up. The fix that I found for it is simply you have to clean it a little more than your average Airsoft pistol and make sure you're using lubricants on it. Other than that, here I try to re-replicate it with the empty mag as it would do on me sometimes, and it being clean from the last time I used it, I was unable to replicate my malfunction I was having. So if you're cleaning and maintaining it, it won't be an issue for you. In conclusion, this is probably my favorite Airsoft handgun replica that I own, mainly because I own the real steel counterpart. I have a couple real steel handguns that I have Airsoft ones as, but this one being fully licensed is as close as it can be to the actual one I have. I really enjoy it. I will probably come out with a video later, like with my SCAR, when I get more parts to upgrade it internally and externally. Mainly, I've just been running it stock. So that kind of wraps it up. I do appreciate you guys for tuning in and hearing my own opinion and overview of the GLOCK 19X by Elite Force. I'm just a guy on the internet, so everything I say, take with a grain of salt. You may not have the same issues. You may have other issues that I can't fix or that I didn't have occur with my own replica. If you guys did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Leave a comment down below as your feedback does help us improve our videos. And until next time, guys, have a great day.